The former President Donald Trump found guilty on all 34 counts.
President Trump did nothing wrong.
Many voices out there. The only voice that matters is the voice of the jury, and the jury has spoken.
He lost the popular vote twice, so more people dislike him than like him here in this country.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
And right now on the WHAS11 night team, we all witnessed history today. The first time in our country's history that a former president has become a convicted felon. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. Late this afternoon, a jury of 12 New Yorkers convicted Donald Trump on all counts in his criminal hush money trial. The verdict coming just after 10 hours of deliberating over 2 days by the jury. Now, the jury found the former president guilty on all 34 counts of falsifying business records. Here's ABC's Rena Roy reporting tonight on the reaction from Donald Trump and prosecutors.
Donald Trump waving and fist pumping to supporters at Trump Tower, but he is now the first president in U.S. history to be convicted of a crime. A jury of 12 New Yorkers finding him guilty as charged on all 34 counts of falsifying business records. It was a dramatic shift in the courtroom. First, the judge announcing he was sending the jury home for the day. But then the jury said they'd reached a verdict. Trump went from joking with his attorney to motionless and stone-faced. The foreperson reading the verdict aloud, saying guilty 34 times, count after count. At one point, Trump shaking his head, speaking outside the courtroom next to his defense attorney, Todd Blanche.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
Trump denying any wrongdoing.
We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay.
But right outside the Manhattan courthouse, cheers as word of conviction spread. And the man who brought the case, the Manhattan district attorney, in court when the verdict was read.
Our job is to follow the facts and the law without fear or favor. And that's exactly what we did here.
The trial lasted 7 weeks with 22 witnesses, including Trump's former fixer and lawyer Michael Cohen. Trump's defense calling him the greatest liar of all time. Cohen saying in a statement, "Today is an important day for accountability and the rule of law. While it has been a difficult journey for me and my family, the truth always matters." And Trump's sentencing is set for July 11th, just 4 days before the Republican National Convention. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
As soon as the verdict was reached, crowds began to gather outside Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida. Trump still has to deal with 3 more criminal cases upcoming and a campaign that could see him return to the White House. Supporters and opponents alike say the jury's decision does not impact how they feel about the presumptive Republican nominee.
It doesn't affect it in one way at all. Nothing. There's no thought process. We're voting for President Trump. That's it. Done.
I was not voting for him. I didn't vote for him in the past. I think he's a despicable human being. A jury of his peers found him guilty.
Leading strategists in both parties believe that Donald Trump still remains well positioned to challenge and even possibly defeat President Joe Biden. In the short term, the guilty verdict has helped unify the Republican Party behind their presumptive nominee. Donald Trump again expected to be sentenced on Thursday, July 11th, after which he can challenge his conviction in an appellate court. His lawyers are currently putting together the groundwork for appeals with objections to charges and rulings that happened during the trial. The defense has accused the judge of being biased because of his daughter's work representing Democrats. Trump's lawyers have also raised concerns over the judge's rulings limiting testimony from the defense's expert witness and allowing the jurors to hear sometimes graphic testimony from the porn actress Stormy Daniels. Also new right now on the WHAS11 night team, your tax dollars, more of them, will soon be going to MSD. An increase is on the table for Jefferson and Oldham County residents. The Metropolitan Sewer District is looking to stop the strong odors and repair the aging sewer systems. WHAS11 night team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Aspen Hester talked to MSD and customers in Fairdale about the possible monthly increase.
Sometimes it smells straight up like a trash can. and in others it smells just like sewage.
Tracy Mills lives in Fairdale and has been smelling a strong sewage odor that he says comes and goes, but this year it is worse. He's also been facing flooding issues for the last 12 years.
As far as the water problem, I don't have much problem in the front yard, but my backyard and the house behind me holds water back there.
Mills and other Louisvillians are facing the same problem. This week, the Louisville Metro Sewer District proposed a 6.9% rate increase that could add $5.19 to Jefferson County and a $3.74 increase to Oldham County residents' monthly bill as early as August.
But I wouldn't mind paying a little extra if the problems got fixed. If the drainage got to be a whole lot better.
The sewer district will continue their rate assistance program for low-income customers. MSD Executive Director Tony Parrott says the capital improvements are needed to repair aging sewers, increase flood protection, and improve the drainage system. And then the smells.
But we're putting capital dollars in our budget to make sure we can do more like catch basin repairs and do more chemical addition stations and those type of things.
Parrott says MSD is investing $298 million to support more than 200 projects.
There's other projects now that are going to be pushed out, but we've prioritized odor mitigation for the next 2 years.
James Reed is pleased to hear about the odor control since he has to deodorize his sink, but he's not a fan of the possibly monthly upcharge.
I have to put some kind of odor controller in there.
Reed and Mills are hoping this investment will improve response times to service calls.
We got to wait from 9 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night.
If they show up, it'd be okay. That's the whole thing.
They're watching to see if their taxpayer money is well spent. In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 1119 on your side.
Here's how it's going to work. The MSD board will take a final vote on the rate proposal in July, and you are welcome to go ahead and send your feedback to them about the project. MSD's board can raise rates up to 6.9% annually, which has happened 7 times since the year 2016. More local news here on the night team. A man is dead after a shooting that happened in Louisville's Park Hill neighborhood. Police say just after before 2 o'clock this afternoon, they responded to the shooting on Dumanil, just off 15th Street. When officers arrived, they found a man had been fatally shot there. Police say they do believe they have all the parties accounted for in this shooting. Tonight, a well-known Louisville attorney is sounding off on the city's handling of the Scotty Scheffler case.
And it's been handled, in my view, abominably by the police department and by the mayor's administration. They have not been addressed satisfactorily.
Lawyer Thomas Clay, who represents dozens of police officers and has for decades, says the 12-day saga is another hit to the police department and the city's credibility. This comes as a letter is now circulating on social media, appearing to be a response from Detective Brian Gillis to the charges being dropped. Clay tells us the letter shows a glaring problem with Gillis.
There's a basic failure to accept responsibility for his violations of LMPD policy and procedures, the violation of his training that he received before he became an officer and his continuing training when he became an officer, and the fact that this individual committed no crime whatsoever.
An LMPD spokesperson confirmed they knew of the letter's existence but said that they were unable to offer any additional comment on it today. Well, all of this comes as the city is negotiating with the U.S. Department of Justice on that federal consent decree to reform LMPD. The DOJ's report from March of last year found routine policy violations within the police department and Louisville Metro government. Now, Louisville Council member Shamika Parrish-Wright is proposing that Metro Council be more involved in those negotiations. Her resolution mirrors the People's Consent Decree. That's a document made by community groups that lists what they would like to see in the DOJ agreement.
Society have to hold many truths. I want the police to be well trained, well paid, have the resources they need, have the financial stability that they need to help them do their jobs. But we have to hold the truth that I do not want Louisvillians to suffer from violence, from abuse, from having their human rights violated.
This is a resolution, so it will not change legislation, but it will put Metro Council on the record denouncing police violence. Wright plans to have the first reading of the legislation at the Metro Council meeting next Thursday. We've got an update now to a story we've been following closely about Riverlink. That's the company, as you know, that collects the tolls from our bridges. saying the wait times on their helpline, the telephone line, are getting down to normal. We reported in February that wait times were existing of more than 40 minutes in some cases. It came during a time where customers were experiencing a multitude of problems like incorrect billing and payments not being received. The tolling company claims that the average wait time the week of May 20th was just 2 minutes and just over 1 minute for the week of May 13th. Callers had no wait times last Thursday. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says improving the system and the customer experience remains a top priority for both the states of Kentucky and Indiana. And now happening tonight on the WHAS 11 night team, it's the final push toward Crusade Weekend in Kentuckiana. This Saturday is the 71st WHAS Crusade for Children. We are so proud of this. The Crusade happiness is well underway around town. Take a look at this great photo sent to me tonight by Brittany Warren. From left to right, that's Brooke Ullman, Sadie Haley, Ella Haley, and Brady Warren on the far right, selling lemonade on this beautiful day in the Grand Lakes subdivision of J-Town. They raised, drum roll please, $89 for the WHAS Crusade for Children. WHAS 11 night team photojournalist Elijah McKenzie now tonight is going to take us over to PRP, where firefighters are going door to door.
100% for the kids.
We're going to Crusade for Children.
We're walking the streets doing door to door right now. As you can see, we've got a large crowd behind us.
I got something for you here.
Thanks, sir.
You're very welcome.
Have a good day.
They know when they see us coming around in the neighborhoods, they hear the sirens, and it's first weekend in June, they know what time it is.
It's that time of year we're asking people to dig deep. This is Crusade for Children time, the first weekend in June, and we're excited.
Would you like to donate for Crusade for Children, sir?
It gets our community involved. You know, they reach deep in their pockets to donate for these children.
Use the bucket so you can get money for the kids that are sick.
So I've been doing this ever since I've been born. I rode my first fire apparatus when I was 3 weeks old, so it's a huge family tradition.
As I have a child who's been a recipient of care that has been provided by the equipment within Children's Hospital downtown.
That's why I come to the Crusading Firehouse.
All the funds raised go for this area right here, and my family has truly benefited from the Crusade for Children. Every time I walk into a facility, I always see that Crusade for Children, donated by the Crusade for Children, and I know I was a part of that.
All right, well done to our photojournalist Elijah McKenzie tonight out in PRP, and donating to the 71st WHAS Crusade for Children is so easy. Look at your screen here, check out all the different options you see, and we've made it so easy for you now. You can even mail us a check to 520 West Chestnut, Louisville, KY 40202. Remember that $89 of lemonade money? Well, 100% of your donation goes directly to helping children with special needs in Kentucky and Indiana. We love this weekend at WHAS TV. We'll all be here this weekend helping raise money, supporting the firefighters. See you Saturday and Sunday.